Hi everyone, my name is Adrianne Caparuso. Welcome to Ageless with Adrianne. I wanted to talk to you about functional longevity. What is functional longevity? It's the ability to function at a good quality for a long period of time. And so often as we become more mature, certain areas of our lives become a little bit less functional. So we need to train them, and we need to make sure that we have the ability to do the things that we need to participate in the activities of everyday life, right? So I'm going to talk to you about step-ups. I have a step here that I'm going to use. You can use your steps in your home if you have them. You can use a step stool. And one of the things that's important is being able to step up. Now I'm going to show you kind of at an angle here so you can see. When you're going to put your foot up on the step, and I'm in bare feet. You don't have to be in bare feet. You can be in shoes. I want you to practice stepping up and down. And up and down. Why is this important? Because we often have to pick our foot up and balance on that one leg to function in our daily life. So going up and down your steps, you step up, and then I don't have another step here, but you step up. Now, one of the things that I know some of my active agers do is they will use the same foot to step up each time. So one side is then in turn becoming stronger than the other because one side is getting more pressure and is getting the balance all the time. People often do that when one side is weaker. They often do that if, if they have knee issues in one side. They often do it if there have been knee replacements and they're not quite sure how they want to use the leg that had the replacement. They often do it when balance is an issue on one side because one side is always stronger than the other. When you practice this, I want you to equally practice both sides because I don't want one side to become stronger than the other. I want you to be equal and balanced. So if you have a step, you can just practice at home. And if you have stairs, you can use the railing to hold on. That's okay. If you feel like you're at a risk of falling, I want you to have something stable and secure by your side so that you are not going to fall. But if that's an issue, you can use the railings. But the goal is to try to remove the assists. Because when you are outside walking and you have to step up onto something, even going into a shop at a store or on the curb, you don't necessarily always have the assists there. So I want you to practice just getting that foot up and down, and up and down. And you can do that over and over. Again, both sides. This is something you can do in your home every day. Up and down, up and down. And it will strengthen your quadricep muscles. It should strengthen your gluteal muscles, your butt muscles, and it'll work your hip flexors, which are responsible for that, the muscles that help with that motion of up and down. So again, this is to give you a continued quality of life so that you don't get to a step and, oh my gosh, there's nothing to hold on to. I can't get up. And then you literally can't get up onto the step to go where you're going. This is also to train your back leg to not become lazy because sometimes we want to just drag, right? We want to just drag things and you can't drag your foot. You need to use your hip flexor and pick that foot up and go to the next step or go to the floor that you're stepping onto to walk. Or go onto where the sidewalk if you're walking and there's a curb. So this is to train you to pick those legs up and activate those muscles that you need to keep strong. You have to keep your hip flexor strong. You have to keep your quadricep muscles strong. It's vitally important for you to have that functional longevity. So I want you to practice this. You can practice in your home. Again, you can use the railings if you need to. I always call it the death grip, where you hold on to something so tightly. Try not to death grip your railings if you need support initially, or a countertop. Try not to hold on so tightly. Because sometimes balance is mental. Mental plays a big part of our balance, our confidence levels. Sometimes all you need are to set 2 fingers on a railing or on a countertop. 2 fingers, lightly. To just up and down. And it just gives you the confidence that if you were to lose balance, you'd have something to hold on to. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I want you to practice. And even when you get to a point where you think, maybe I don't need the 2 fingers, go to 1 finger where you're just holding on lightly with 1 finger and you're stepping up. And then maybe you want to hover your hand so that you feel, you know that something's there if you need to grab it, but it's not your life support. You don't need it as your life support anymore, okay? And so the other thing I want to tell you with this in regards to balance as you're doing it is if you wobble a little bit, that's okay. Don't fear the wobbling. We don't want you to fall. I never, ever, ever want you to fall. But sometimes when you're wobbling a little bit, you're activating, well, not you are activating ligaments, muscles, making the bones work a little bit, like you're putting some tension in your body, and that's some resistance, and you're adding some density to the bones. If you do that over and over and over again, when there's resistance, the bones tend to get a little denser. So when you're wobbling back and forth, you're activating things that if you were doing it perfect every time, wouldn't get activated, okay? So don't fear the wobbling. Don't think, oh my gosh, my balance is terrible. No, balance can be trained. Balance can absolutely be trained. Wobbling is not to be feared, if you will. So I want you to do your step-ups. You can alternate sides and see how you feel with it. You can, if you have railings and you need to hold railings, but see if you can get that knee up. You might not be able to get that knee up. That's okay. You can do a foot tap, a toe tap. But these are step-ups, and they're really, really important. Even when you step on, sometimes when you go to step on an escalator, if you don't get it right when it's at the bottom, you have to step up a little bit to get on that escalator. I don't want you to fall. Practice the step-ups. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and thanks so much.